have to sort that out. For some reason, we've lost some images out the slide deck between us editing it at the stand and here. So we'll talk through it, and if you want to have a look at some of the stuff, come down and see us. So as I was saying, my name's Simon Lewis. I'm product supporter and technical support engineer for ZWO, and also an active astro imager. You might notice from my accent, I'm an import. Okay, my home is in Christchurch in New Zealand, and I astro image from there in a bottle too. Somebody told me today that they lived in a bottle line. I was a little bit scared of that. So what we're going to do is just very quickly go through the view of what ZWO is bringing to this year, and give you some ideas of what new products that we're bringing you. There is something missing out of this slide, and that is the Seestar 30. But you'll notice there's a little tag at the end of this, and that is a Seestar 30 Pro. So the S30 Pro is the next evolution of Seestar, and what this is going to do is we're going to take the Seestar 30 into the next level of capability. And I think you're really going to love this. I'm very excited about it myself. What we're going to do for a start off is that we're upgrading the main optics. So we're going from a 3-element into a 4-element apo. This will give you better clarity, better star shape, better color, and will be an improvement on the optics. Alongside that, we're going to change the sensor. So we're going to put an IMX585 chip in there. Now, if you have watched any of the broadcasts recently and stuff that I've done, a few other people have done, the IMX585 is turning into a really popular chip. It's a real nice sensitive chip. It's a good size and relatively good value, and creates some really beautiful images. And we're going to put the IMX585 into a Seestar, and that's going to change the field of view slightly. So we're going to be looking at a 4.2 to 2.3 degree field of view. So the field of view is going to go a little bit wider. So if you're interested in imaging things like the Rosette Nebula, you'll really start to cram more into that single frame. And that 585 sensor will be an absolute superb match. It's a really great nighttime sensor. So that's not the only changes that we're making to Seestar. So the Seestar 30 is also going to get an upgraded wide field optics as well. So what we're going to do there is we're going to put a new chip in there. It's an IMX 586 chip. Now the 586 may be a sensor that you're not familiar with, but if you own a mobile phone, chances are you might have a 586 inside your mobile phone, because that's where these have come from. And what we're going to do is we're going to put one of those into some upgraded wide field optics. It'll give you an 84 degree field of view, and we're going to give you some new modes. So we're going to give you a true Milky Way mode. Now Seestar 30, when it came out, it had that secondary sensor on it. One of the big things that people wanted to see was Milky Way mode. And that chip, unfortunately, really wasn't capable of giving you those images. This one will, so that's the next change that we're making on that. Of course, that Milky Way mode will also give you a Star Trails mode as well. So if you've seen those beautiful Star Trail images that everybody likes, we're going to give you those tools right inside the app. One of the key things, we brought out EQ mode recently, and that equatorial mode in the testing that we were doing, one of the key things that we needed to have was it needed to be easy for a beginner to use. We'd like Seestar to be simple and easy, regardless of the experience level, and I think we've hit it with the EQ mode. And what we want to do is do exactly the same again with this mode. Of course, with those larger images, you're going to have less storage space. So what we've done is we're going to bump that up. We're going to go from 64 gig to 256 gig, which will give you a lot more space to store those larger frames in. So that's something that we'll add as well. So you're going to be able to image, larger projects, image longer, do Milky Way, images over much longer as well. I'm going to be able to give you the opportunity to store more on that unit. So here's some images that Sam Wedge. Sam, of course, our owner of ZWO, and Sam was in South Africa. He took the Seestar 30 Pro out and did some nice imaging there. And there's 3 images on the screen here. The left-hand side is a zoomed-in image of the Lagoon Nebula, and the middle image is the actual full frame size. So you can see the Trifid Nebula up the top there, and the Lagoon as well. And the far right image is using the very, very capable AI touch-up tools inside Seestar. Somebody was saying to me today, I really like the idea of Seestar, but I really don't want to get into computer processing and PixInsight and post-processing. And that's the beauty of it. Now, Seestar is whatever you want it to be. So you can come in, use Alt-Az mode, just use the processing tools inside Seestar. And then as you grow and develop, you can use things like equatorial mode, and then do things like save every frame, and then take those frames and put them into post-processing software as well. So the great thing about Seestar is, from beginners to much more experienced. Somebody showed me some pictures of variable stars. It was, I think it's a Nova candidate, looking at the brightness. So we've got people mapping those. We've got people doing transits of exoplanets and using Seestar for those as well. So it's really fabulous to see, not just people taking pictures of the moon. And here's a zoomed up version of that image. And you can see right into the lagoon there. We can see really good star-shaped sizes, really good resolution. So this is the kind of capability that Seestar 30 Pro is going to bring you. Okay, 2 questions I'm sure that will be on everybody's mind right now. When can I have it, and how much is it? So when can you have it? We think that pre-orders will be open around June, with delivering to people's hands later on in the year. Pricing. We have not fixed pricing yet. Markets are in quite a lot of turmoil. We don't want to put a nail into it right now because so watch out for news. We'll bring you news as we progress with the Seestar 30 Pro release, including availability, pre-order, and pricing. Now, that's not the only new product on the ZWO stand today. So ASI 585NC Air. What is an air camera? Well, an air camera is basically a combination of the guider, the main sensor, and an ASI Air inside there as well. And one of the idea of this is to give you a simple, compact unit. Put 12 volts into it, and connect your iPhone or your tablet or the iPad to it, and away you go. You can start imaging. You can connect your mount to it. You can connect focuser to it, filter wheels. You can do everything that you can off a normal ASCOM application as well. So the 585 is taking that super little 585 chip, which is absolutely great value for deep sky imaging, and putting it into a body that's a 1/4 size body. So it's in the standard 1/4 size container, just slightly longer. Slight changes on the back, a couple of DC outlets instead of 3. But the rest of it stays pretty much the same. It's a cooled camera as well. The great thing about this cameras, the Air cameras and the ASI Air 256G. The 256G has a little hidden feature, which is Bluetooth. If you have an AM5N mount, if you bought one of these 5N mounts recently, there's a little button on the front that says BT, Bluetooth. So you can connect now the camera and the mount wirelessly on a single push. So that means that one less cable to worry about, less tangling, less setup. So that's really good. And the great thing about these cameras as well is that if you're not an ASI Air user, you can also reach the sensors using ASCOM Alpaca. So Alpaca is a sort of new variety of ASCOM. Basically, it is agnostic in terms of the connections it's using. So our cameras will allow you to connect to them via wireless, so you can connect to the main chip and sensor chip over Wi-Fi. The great thing about 585 as well is that not only is the 585 great for planetary, for deep sky, but it's also really, really good for planetary. It has a really, really good frame rate. So if you're looking for a good all-around deep sky and planetary camera, then the 585 is a really good choice. So great thing about this one, availability will be the end of April. So look out for news of those as well, and likewise in terms of the final pricing. So you might have seen also news of the 585 Pro. So this is the monochrome version of the 585. So a great camera for planetary imaging. The 585 has been absolutely an amazing chip. It's got really, really good sensitivity, fast frame rate, and the availability of a monochrome sensor for those people that do solar and lunar, particularly solar, will be of great interest. It is cooled as well, and it's that 4/3 sensor size body too, so reasonably compact in terms of size. And this one will be available now. Actually, this has been released fairly recently and is priced at $699. So if you want to have a look on this, we've got one of these on the stand, so come and have a look at those. And if you want to see what kind of size of sensor the 585 is, I think you'll be surprised at what it offers. Okay, we're continuing our move in smart cameras as well now, because one of the things that when we bought the MC Air out, the 2600 MC Air, everybody wanted a monochrome version. So that's actually now starting to become a reality. We now have 2600 Air coming to the frame, and this is where smart cameras are now going to go monochrome as well. So with the 2600 Air then, this is an APS-C size sensor. It's an IMX571. It's exactly the same sensor that's in the 2600 monochrome, and we've basically taken all of that technology and put it into the Air cameras. So the capability of these is, obviously you've got the main chip, an on-axis guider, and all in one body. There is a little silver knob on there. I get asked that quite a lot. What's that little silver thing on the top of the camera? Actually, that's a little micro focuser for the guider. So the way that you set these up is that you would actually get the main camera into focus, swap over and have a look at the guide camera, and then give that little silver knob a little tweak, and then you can bring the focus to be half open with the main sensor. So quite a handy little tool there. Again, Bluetooth enabled, the DC ports and everything are the same on there, and it has an M54 thread on the front there as well. So if you've got one of the ZWO telescopes, the refractors, come down and have a look at those, and you can see how to connect those up. But turns basically a refractor and the camera guider into a very, very simple unit. And another missing image here, I'm afraid. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the EAF Pro. So what is an EAF Pro? Well, the EAF, it stands for electronic autofocus motor. And what we've done is basically tried to reduce that cable mess even more. So what we're doing is we're actually taking the cable away from that. We've introduced Bluetooth. So where we can do the Bluetooth from the ASI 256G and the Air cameras. You'll be able to connect the focus motor as well via Bluetooth. We decided to make a few additional extras on the EAF Pro as well. It also includes a battery. So you can actually go wireless entirely with this unit. It has a little 2500 milliamp hour battery inside, and what you can do with this is actually a little slide switch. You can actually turn it off as well if you want to keep that battery from running down. Somebody asked me earlier on, okay, so how long will the battery last? And that really depends on how many times you actually drive that focus routine. But you'll be able to run this for an all-night session doing fairly normal focusing runs and have plenty of power left. It is charged via USB-C, so that's still on the side there. And the other question we asked as well, we're going to continue on with the standard EAF, and the answer is yes. The body size of these is exactly the same as the current EAF, so if you want to retrofit one of these, you don't have to take all the bracket and the coupler off. You just need to undo the shaft into the EAF, undo the two body screws, and actually take them off. We did one that was a 2-minute job down there. And the other thing that is on the side, if you come down and have a look at one of these, on the side you'll also see two focus buttons up and down. And the idea of this is if you're actually doing, for example, optical astronomy, you can actually go kind of electronic in the way that you focus, just using the two buttons. I actually think one of the great things about this will be to actually get into rough focus using the two buttons and then using the EAF to fine tune. Mm-hmm. Availability for this, late May, early June, and again, just keep an eye out for latest availability and also the latest prices. And just to wrap up then, before I take a few questions, there's also a new guide scope on the table down at ZWO, and there's a few things that we thought this was quite good. We actually wanted to include a helical focuser on the guide scope. If you had a look at our old 30 millimeter guide scope, it was manually focused out of a ring at the front that you had to turn. If you wanted a helical focuser on this, you could buy an accessory, but what we've actually done now is actually created a better optics. It's a triplet in terms of the optical side of it, and we've got this very, very nice helical focuser. It's actually really, really quite smooth. So that's going to give you a really nice sharp image for guiding. One of the things I'm really interested in to see what this looks like with a wide field camera in from Milky Way. So although I was talking to Sam earlier on about this, there's no flattener in there, so it's going to be quite a curved image. And availability that's now, and priced at $149. So I'll look for those as well. So a lot of the stuff is on the stand. Come down and talk to us. If you're interested in any of the products here, come down and throw a few questions. As will be here for tomorrow, and we'll also be in NEAF as well. So if you're hanging around from NEAF, we'll be there too. Come and nab us. Alrighty, that's all I've got on here.
So I'm here joined with Simon with ZWO to talk about the brand new S30 Pro version. So what is the differences between this and like the original S30?
Oh, night and day.
Night and day.
Yeah, night and day. And I think this is going to be a consistent story through the day. So, Seestar has been an absolute blast for us. It's been amazingly
been a
popular.
super helpful tool with me and my students through Space Camp. They love the Seestar series in itself, and including my own self. After doing astrophotography for so many years, I still use the S30 at the same time while I'm doing with my regular setups. Yeah, and it's just super fun to use.
Yeah, I have a roll-off roof observatory at home, but I still drag out the Seestar to play as well. It's just so quick. So Seestar 30 to the 30 Pro, what are the differences? Well, the body doesn't look much different.
Yeah, it looks very similar.
And apart from the Pro on the side of the body, you wouldn't know that it was a Pro version. However, when you actually dig under the hood and actually look inside, there is so much has changed on this. So main sensor optics for a start. So let's focus on that. Main sensor optics has gone to a 4-element apo.
Oh,
so it's
very nice.
So this is going to give you sharper stars, better color correction.
Yeah, cut down on the aberration on some of the brighter stars.
So that's gone in there. The sensor behind that has changed as well. We're going to be putting an IMX585MC in there.
Ooh.
So that is a big...
Yes, I have the mono version just recently that I was just testing out. Love it. Absolutely incredible detail with
you
this.
might want to have a look behind you at the new 585 Air. So you might like to look at that.
I have heard rumors about that one.
So the 585MC is a 4K sensor, 2.9 micron pixels. With that in mind, what's going to happen is that main optics, the field of view is going to widen.
Okay. So it's going to be even a little bit wider field of view at the 150 still? You're
going to get about a 4.2 by 2.3 degree field of view.
Oh, so, awesome.
Yeah, quite nice. And that's going to give you some real nice sampling. The sample images that we've got look absolutely fabulous. And then the secondary, the wide field, everybody on the Seestar 30 was desperate for that second sensor to do Milky Way, star trails.
First thing that I was asking with the wide field lens, and I was like, it'd be really cool to be able to actually do Milky Way photography with this, with that lens there too. But now it's going to be an actual thing with the Pro.
And now it's going to be so the secondary optics. We've changed that, and that's now going to be an 84-degree field of view.
Okay,
really starting to widen out. The sensor itself as well be an IMX 586.
586.
So the 586, you might say, well, I don't recognize that one. It's actually a chip that's in a lot of mobile phone cameras.
Oh.
And we know how capable modern mobile phones are for night sky.
Mobile phones have gone basically as good as DSLR cameras at this point now.
So that's going in there. So that's going to give you a 4K. It's a Starvis sensor, so great for nighttime photography.
Okay, nice sensitivity.
And to match that, we'll be updating the app to give you Milky Way and star trail capability within the app with a single touch.
Oh.
So that'll give beginners the capability to do Milky Way shots, from within Seestar 30 and within the app.
Oh, so
nice and easy.
Wow.
Yeah, nice and easy.
And be able to keep tracking throughout the entire night of super wide fields. That would be really nice during the summer months for us here in the North Hemisphere.
So, of course, with the bigger sensors, that's going to mean larger image sizes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it would make sense then to give you
bigger
storage space.
Yeah.
So we're going to be expanding the storage as well to 256 gigabytes.
Oh, that's super helpful.
From 64 gig. So, so in summary, pretty much it might look the same as the Seestar 30, but inside it's a whole new generation. Nice new sensors, Starvis nighttime capable sensors, Milky Way and Star Trail capable, better optics, larger memory. Big difference.
So basically, in a sense of what they call in the car world, this is a sleeper build.
So it
looks the same, but a lot more power underneath of it on the inside.
And you might notice it's on this nice little, hydraulic head.
Yes,
and if you look on the side there,
we have a wedge now, don't we?
It's got a little Seestar label on it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so this is a sample of our hydraulic head that will be used for equatorial mode. I've only seen it since we've been here in NEAF. And actually,
really? So this is the first time you're seeing it, too?
Yeah, it's the first time I'm seeing it. So it's been out in the China office. It's actually really nice. I actually set it up this morning.
Beautiful.
And it actually really, really works well.
So it has nice fine-tuned adjustments for it. Oh yeah, that is nice and smooth. Yeah. Because the only thing I've been using is a Manfrotto head to test for the EQ-wise. So that's super nice too. Yeah. So does this have the fine-tune knob? Oh, it's the other side here.
Set that one there.
So that one there. Okay, so you can really fine-tune it. I didn't know if it was going to be like a threading kind of similar to a regular
and of course,
amp.
You still use the app to set the altitudes.
Yeah,
and I found it quite easy to set this morning. So
very nice.
Nice little saddle on the top, and a little sort of Vixen bar on the top there to go.
For a quick release.
Yep.
off of that too. Awesome.
And the knob is actually is such that it doesn't catch on the base as well. So that's
I know some people that were using the Skywatcher EQ mount and they're having the problems with the S50 combining into it. Well, like running into it because they have to modify the little bit longer strap for it.
And that's what I've got. I've got basically a bolt in the side of mine, but I don't.
And people have completely bulked that up really quickly. But that's awesome. I guess the two magic. One I'm going to be able to tell you relatively easy. The other one I am not going to be able to tell you very much about. So availability is going to be the first question you're going to ask. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so I would say June, July you'll be able to order it.
June, July,
and then later on the year it'll be available, on the table. And price-wise, it's not been set yet.
Okay, that was the second question for the price point wise.
If you look at where S30 is today, $399 somewhere around there.
Yep.
If you consider the new sensors and then think about where you are beyond that, that'll give you some idea.
Probably say like 500. I would probably put a best guess estimate for that. Awesome.
Yep.
Well,
okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
No worries.
I appreciate it.
No, it's absolutely great. Good to talk to you.
Pleasure meeting you too.
Good to talk to you
long-time
about
follower.
stuff. Well, thank you. And I'm even though I've got big telescopes and an observatory, I still love the Seestar, and that's why I love doing all of these product developments, bringing it to you guys, because I know everybody's wanting new things.
Yeah, because of the Seestar series now, because I had both the S30 and the S50 with my students through Space Camp, they're actually wanting to talk about doing an astrophotography specialized class to be using some of these. And as like an incentive for them going through the week-long class, because it's like it's an age range between about 11 to 17. They get to actually keep one of these and have it for their own to be able to use for that. So that's a work in progress.
I would say, Seestar has been absolutely fantastic. ASI Air brought a lot of people into astrophotography that had telescopes but had maybe never done astrophotography before. Seestar is bringing people into the hobby that have never touched astronomy before.
Yes.
So if we can bring people in like that, regardless of age group, and keep even a small percentage of those, then we'll build up the hobby. We're really struggling in New Zealand with attendance in astronomical societies.
Yeah, that is the same thing here, even in the States, unfortunately. So, ever since 2020, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Seestar is actually starting to turn that around. We're actually starting to see people come into the hobby that would not have touched astronomy before.
Yeah, and the price point for it, too, of, all user levels from young kids to even older people who can't, physically move around and carry big, huge astrophotography rigs. They can just set that up with ease and it's super light. Absolutely. And to be able to operate from their phone and enjoying the night sky.
We said at last NEAF that we would, take Seestar in different ways, from smaller portable to promos. So, you'll no doubt see a lot more of Seestar over the next years.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure bigger models, bigger lenses, because that's what everyone keeps asking about. Like, when are we going to get like an S70 or an S100, like the bigger lenses for it?
Yeah, they come with some challenges putting stuff like that together, and price being one of them.
Yeah.
They're trying to build something that is highly capable, but still maintaining a decent price point.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate
you're welcome.
it.
Good to talk to you.